For what I know, nothing in this life cannot happen. Everything can happen, but it takes time and real people to implement that thing. Everything in life can happen, but it depends on the nature of people and who are ready to implement such a decision. Yeah. Today we are in ECOWAS. We have several issues to talk about. And let's start with the ECOWAS issue. ECOWAS, under the chairmanship of President Madabio Julius, have announced plans of initiating or introducing their own currency called the ECO by 2027. This came after the three Sahelian countries exited the bloc. The proposal of having a united currency that was free from foreign control and manipulation had been initiated several years ago, before the exit of these countries. That was in 2020s, in 2010s, like that. So during that period, that plan was there to initiate a new currency. But the leaders of those states were very reluctant of implementing such a decision. So they were saying that they were working on it. But in fact, all things happen and come to pass. ECOWAS has now abruptly announced the implementation of a new ECO currency by 2027 that will not be tied to the French colonial currency, the CFA franc. So the countries which are using the CFA franc are saying that they want to be independent from the CFA franc, because France has used the CFA franc to manipulate the currency, devaluate it, and even use it as a tool of control to those countries. So there have been less independence in the countries, in the francophone countries that are using the CFA franc. The CFA franc is being used by 14 African countries, with Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali inclusive. But the recent withdrawal from ECOWAS by the AES states stated that they are working on their own currency, free from the French control. So this has been the plan. The plan was there, but the implementation has been long. So that's why we saw the ECOWAS coming out today announcing that they are going to make their own currency, the ECO, that will be universal for all the ECOWAS members or the ECOWAS member states. This came at a time when the AES states have exited the bloc, and their justification of exit was ECOWAS was still under foreign control. So the ECOWAS had to work on it in order to reassure trust among its members, because the laws have been there, but they have been reluctant on implementing them. So thanks to the AES states who awakened the conscience of Africans to do something that any country couldn't do in Africa, definitely, mostly the countries which are controlled by the French. The Francophone countries are still under tight control by the French. So thanks to the AES states, we really thank them. Another one, we saw the grand opening of the Ouagadougou football field. This was a ceremony presided by His Excellency Captain Ibrahim Traore in Ouagadougou. He received several delegations from different corners of the continent. And most of these delegations were ex-football players and prominent figures in the African football history. We saw Samuel Eto'o, the president of the Federation of Football in Cameroon. He attended, and he was the spokesperson of the delegation that he came with. Yeah. So Samuel Eto'o, Emmanuel Adebayo, and other prominent players of African continent, they were all present on the grand opening of the Ouagadougou football field, which was presided over by Captain Ibrahim Traore. These people expressed their thanks and their gratitude to His Excellency Captain Ibrahim Traore for reawakening of Africans and maintaining the African pride, which had lost after the colonial days. Thanks to Ibrahim Traore, who has awakened the consciousness of Africans and is trying to unite the continent through his good deeds. Yeah, that is it. So, that was in Burkina Faso. Another news we have is from Tanzania. Tanzania signed a big nuclear deal with Russia, raising Western eyebrows. You know, there is no something bad like when you want to do something for your own benefit or for your own home, and you see someone being angry at you. You know, this is not only a dictatorship, someone else interfering in your own matters, but rather it is also lack of independence and sovereignty. So, after Tanzania signing a big nuclear deal, the Western powers were very fast to criticize the deal. Why do you trade with Russia? Can you imagine? Foreign countries, even non-African countries, dictating what Tanzania should do and its partners. There is a lot of injustice here. So you see, that's why these Western countries are losing popularity not only in Africa, but in the whole world, because they are interfering in matters that don't concern them. So when the deal was finished and finalized, of course, there will be a good process in that nuclear deal. Let's hope for new opportunities for Tanzania and becoming an East African power hub. Yes, because the East African power hub was Kenya, but it was ruined by the Ruto regime. It no longer exists now. So let's see Tanzania. Let's focus on Tanzania. Inshallah, it will be a good country, or it will make good progress. So the Western countries were very fast to criticize it, dictating and asking why is Tanzania making deals with Russia. This is the same issue that made the Western countries to be kicked out of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. At first, they dictated, why are you working with Russia on the security matters? Then the authorities in AES asked them, what did you help us for more than 10 years? We have been working with you, but the threat continues. Jihadists kill a lot of people. A lot of innocent lives are lost. What have you helped us? We don't think that you have to be our partners, actually. No problem, be our adversaries. Go, leave our countries. This is the major decision good leadership can take. In democratic countries now, we see Namibia and Botswana. These are the countries that are trying actually to follow the AES route. These countries are promising now. That's why I'm very comfortable and I really like them. These countries are promising. We expect a good change and good partnership with the AES states from these countries. These are countries that are saying no to foreign interference, no to French influence and US influence. You know, the hegemonic behavior of USA doesn't allow even its allies to possess even anything. They just want to do everything to be on top, not other countries to do. So that's why they have faced a lot of resistance and rejection in recent years because of their behaviors. They have failed to adapt with the changing situation in the new world order. So that's why they are facing such kind of risks. Thank you for being with us. This is Ice Frank on your media, Pillars of History.